Good morning, my dear students. In our previous class, we had seen that what is a chemical equation and what are its different types. There are two types of chemical equations. One is your balanced equation, another one is unbalanced or skeleton equation. We had seen that what is the use of what is the need of balancing a chemical equations and significance of a balanced chemical equation. Today we will proceed the new topic, how to balance a chemical equation. First, we are taking the example of our book. A chemical equation is balanced by following steps. It is a burning of magnesium in presence of oxygen. Anything burns in presence of oxygen. So if magnesium burns, then first magnesium burns in oxygen to give magnesium oxide. This is our statement. Now it is in word equation. Magnesium plus oxygen is magnesium oxide. Now write the symbols. What steps we have to do? हम जानते हैं, वी आर नोइंग कि फार्मूला मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड का क्या होता है बाबू, MgO. And the skeleton equation. First write the skeleton equation. If we are writing the skeleton equation, magnesium, it burns and it forms magnesium oxide. Now, first step for balancing. Count the number of atoms of each element on either side. Here it is on reactant side. Magnesium is 1, oxygen is 2. Then number of atoms of each element on product side. On the product side, the number of magnesium is 1 and oxygen is 1. So this one is balanced. But oxygen here are 2, here is 1. So we multiply this equation. Not this equation, sorry. If we multiply this product side by 2, then what will happen? Mg plus O2 will, if we multiply by 2, it will be MgO. Now if you see, here oxygens are 2 oxygens. Oxygen is balanced. Now magnesium is 1. Here magnesium is 2. Now in next step, what we will do, if we multiply this equation by 2, this not whole equation, only this magnesium, sorry for my words, if we multiply this magnesium by 2, then it will be 2 magnesium, 2 oxygen. Here is 2 magnesium and 2 oxygen. Same thing is here. After counting, first step, count the number of atoms on either side. Then multiply the product side by 2 because there are 2 atoms of oxygen. Here 2 atoms of oxygen are there. So we multiply the product by 2. Now we have here Mg1, oxygen 2, but here magnesium 2, oxygen 2. Now oxygen is balanced, but this means that there is now 1 extra atom of magnesium present on the product side. So multiply magnesium atom on the reactant side. After multiplying, the equation is now balanced. Another example is here. Now this is given. We cannot write Mg2O, MgO2. No. Always write here on the left side. Second example is hydrogen and oxygen combines to form water. Same thing is here. Hydrogen plus oxygen, it forms water. If you see here, hydrogen 2 atoms, hydrogen 2 atom. Here oxygen is 2, oxygen is 1. So we will multiply this one. Now oxygen is balanced, but here are 4 atoms of hydrogen. Here are only 2. So we multiply it by 2. Now it is balanced. Same thing is here. Keyword equation, hydrogen plus oxygen, it's water. Then formula is hydrogen is this or this, like this. So first step, count the number of each atom on either side. So on reactant side hydrogen is 2, oxygen is 2. On product side hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is 1. So there is an extra oxygen atom on the reactant side. So multiply the product side by 2. Then it will be H2 plus O2 plus 2H2O. Now we have 2 hydrogen, 2 oxygen on reactant side, but we have 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen on the product side. Means there are 2 extra atoms of hydrogen on the product side. So multiply the hydrogen on the reactant side by 2. It will be now balanced. Here are one more example. Just you go through by yourself. Now, what are the limitations? What are the things that a chemical equation does not tell us? It does not inform us. Here I have given some chemical equations. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, it forms zinc sulfate plus hydrogen, or carbon burns form carbon dioxide. Calcium sulfate reacts with sodium hydroxide, it forms calcium hydroxide and sodium sulfate. Nitrogen plus hydrogen combines to form ammonia. These are the equations. What things you are gaining from this equation? What informations you are getting? No information, simply the name of the reactants and name of the product. So limitations are there. What are the limitations? Although a chemical equation provides a number of information about a chemical reactions, but it has some limitations. It does not inform us something like physical state of reactants and products, whether they are solid, liquid or gas. Can you say कि calcium sulfate is solid, liquid or gas? No. Many of you are knowing, but most of the students are not knowing. Then concentration of reactants. What is the amount of reactants? What is the product of what is the amount of product? What type of acid it is used? This sulfuric acid, whether it is dilute or concentrated, we are not knowing. The time taken for completion of the reaction, how much time it will take, after how much time the reaction will complete, we are not knowing. What is the rate of reaction? What is the rate of reaction? Whether the rate of reaction is slow or fast, we are not knowing. The heat changes during the reactions, whether the heat is given out or heat is absorbed, reactions does not tell us. We are not knowing that whether heat is coming out or heat is absorbed. We don't know. The conditions, whether any catalyst are used or not, at what temperature the reaction is taking place, at what pressure the reaction is taking place, a chemical equation does not tell us. Nature of reactions, we know reversible and irreversible, which can be reversed back. The chemical reactions which can be reversed back, they are called reversible reactions. So these things a chemical equation does not say, but we can make it clear. We can make it clear that by seeing the chemical equations, we can say that the reactants are solid, liquid or gas, we can say it. We can write many things to give more information. So how can a chemical equation be made more informative? How we can get more and more information from a chemical equation? So a chemical equation can give us more information if we do these things. First, the physical state of reactants and products can be indicated by putting S means solid, L for liquid, G for gas, AQ for aqueous. See, we can write it here ZnS. If we don't want to write here, even we can write here. Both are correct. This is solid. This one is liquid. Either you write here or here. And now this one is this. We are not knowing. This is solid, this is liquid. Either you write it here G, or gases always goes up. If we put the arrow, this means this one is going up. If it is going up, means it is a gas. Then no need to write this one. No need to write this one. This symbol itself says that hydrogen is a gas. Then evolution or absorption of heat during the chemical reaction can be denoted by adding or subtracting a heat term. See here. If here is calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it becomes hot. Why it becomes hot? So it absorbs heat. It absorbs heat. If it absorbs heat, we will put here minus sign. This stands for absorption of heat. After absorbing, it is now broken and it forms calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So if there is a loss of heat or absorption of heat, we can put this arrow. Now, if there is an evolution of heat, my dear students, since we are not knowing because we are only in class 8, this zinc is very cold. Acid is also very cold. But when you will add some few pieces of zinc in this acid, it will be very hot and it will start boiling. The whole apparatus, test tube it will become hot. That means here heat is produced. So here we write this plus and heat. It means in such reactions the heat is produced. And in class 7, I am sure you might have studied that a chemical reaction in which heat is produced, they are called exothermic reaction, and the chemical reaction in which heat is absorbed, they are called endothermic reactions. Then temperature, pressure and catalyst can be indicated above the arrow. Here, what is catalyst? It is a chemical substance which is used to either increase or decrease the rate of reactions. So, if here no catalyst are used, according to equation, no catalyst is used. So, if we write either above the arrow or below the arrow, for this we used iron powder. Iron powder means for this reactions catalyst is used. If we write it this reactions takes place at 400 degrees Celsius, then it shows that this reaction takes place at this temperature. If we write 200 at atm to 900 atm, that means the reactions takes place at this temperature and this pressure, and iron powder is used. Then none of the reactions seems to be able to say whether the reaction is reversible or irreversible. If we give this arrow, it means if we are giving this type of arrow, it means the reaction is irreversible. But if we give this arrow, this type of symbol, it means this reaction, these reactants will form ammonia, and ammonia on dissociation will form nitrogen and hydrogen, means this reaction is reversible. So temperature pressure catalyst can be indicated above or below the arrow separating the reactant. That arrow separates reactants and products. So whether you write in above the arrow or below the arrow, but normally temperature and pressure, they are written above the and even catalyst, it is written above the arrow normally. Now concentration of reactants products are indicated by adding dilute or concentrated before their formula. See Babu, there are different types of acids. A acid in which water is very less and amount of acid is more, they are called concentrated acid, and the acid in which the quantity of acid is less but amount of water is high, they are called dilute acid. In these reactions, we are not knowing what type of acid it is, whether it is dilute or concentrated. If it is dilute, we will put DIL. Simply we put DIL, means it is dilute acid. And if it is concentrated, in short we write CONC, conc, means concentrated acid. So by writing dilute or concentrated, actually this reaction takes place with dilute acid, but for just for your understanding, just to make you understand, I am writing here dilute or concentrated. This reaction will be carried and this product will happen only presence of this. In presence of this, these products will not be formed. So we can write dilute or concentrated, showing that what type of acid it is. So by the sign or this information about the whether the reaction is reversible or irreversible, we can make these things. You will come to know one more thing, promoter. What is promoter? We have studied. Catalyst increases the rate of reactions or decreases the rate of reaction. Now if we write here capital M and small o, it stands for molybdenum. It is also a metal, just like iron, zinc, copper. It is also metal. This molybdenum is promoter. Promoter is what? Promoter is a chemical substance which increases the efficiency, which increases the power of the catalyst. So now if we write here MO, means molybdenum promoter is used to increase the efficiency of iron powder. I think there should be no confusion. So now there will be your homework that you have to solve all the questions. When the time will come, you will be asked to submit your copy. See you, all the best. Goodbye.